a flow class today. You can start right in on your hands and knees. Bring your hands under your shoulders, your knees under your hips, and spread your fingers out wide. Then slowly lift the heels of your hands away from the mat and feel your 4 fingers or 8 fingers push down into the ground. Your thumbs can lift up. Then lower the heels of the hands, lower the thumbs. Do that again. Lift the heels of the hands, lift the thumbs. Feel a stretch across the base of your fingers. Then slowly lower the heels of the hands, lower the thumbs. One more time, lift the heels of your hands, lift your thumbs. You can even let your weight rock side to side on your fingers, on your knuckles. Then lower the heels of the hands, lower the thumbs. Lift up onto your fingertips. Make little tents with your hands and straighten your elbows. Push your shoulder blades towards the ceiling and look down between your hands. Try to keep all of your finger pads gripping the ground or gripping the floor. And then take your weight off your hands. You can lean back towards your heels. Just shake the hands out. Move the fingers all around. Make fists and slowly circle the wrists. Do a few circles in each direction. Good. Shake the hands out. Good. Now with your left hand, grab your right hand at the base of the hand and gently pull, trying to make a bit of space in the wrist joint. Then release the right hand, take the left hand with the right, pull, and then release and shake the hands, move the fingers. Good. Come down onto your hands and knees again. Then look right between your hands as you tuck your tailbone slowly, round your lower back, round your upper back, and then relax your neck. And slowly lift the tailbone up, arch your back, arch your upper back, lift the head. Then again, tuck your tailbone slowly, round your back, let the head come down last. Then lift the tailbone up first. Start to arch your back, let the head lift last. Breathe out as your tailbone tucks, your spine rounds, your head comes down. And breathe in as you lift your tailbone, arch your back, and lift your head. So start to slow your breathing down. Breathe out as your tailbone tucks, your spine rounds. Breathe in as your tailbone slowly lifts, your back arches and the head lifts. Do this a few more times. And after your next movement, come back to a neutral spine, somewhere in the middle. And look over your left shoulder like you're trying to look at your left hip. And while you're here, take a slow inhale. And as you exhale, bring your head back to the middle and slowly look over your right shoulder towards your right hip. Take a deep breath in, letting the left side of your rib cage expand. And then come back to the middle. Do that one more time. Look over your left shoulder. Feel the right side of your rib cage expand as you breathe in. And slowly breathe out as you bring your head back around. One more time. Look over the right shoulder. breathe in through your nose. And breathe out through your nose as your head comes back to the middle. Tuck your toes under. Lean back a little or a lot towards your heels. You can walk your hands forward and relax your neck. Feel the back of your neck lengthen as you look back towards your feet. Take 2 more slow breaths in through your nose and out through your nose. Lift your head away from the ground. Walk your hands back. Lift your hips up. You can keep your toes tucked and spread your fingers out wide on the ground. And we'll lift the hips to downward facing dog. Look back towards your feet and slowly pedal your feet. Reach one heel to the mat, bend the opposite knee, and alternate from side to side. As you're pedaling your feet, make sure your fingers are gripping the ground, whatever surface you're on, a carpet, a rug, the floor. Let your whole hand work to grip the mat and push away from the ground. And start to slowly walk your feet up to your hands. Push through your heels as you come all the way up to stand and reach your arms to the ceiling. And then slowly fold forward, letting your knees bend. Relax your upper body. You can adjust the width of your feet here if you'd like, taking the feet further apart, maybe closer together. And then relax your neck, relax your shoulders, let your arms feel heavy. If it feels good, you can move here, maybe rocking from side to side, or shifting your weight back and forth on your feet. And slowly place your hands on your thighs. Lift your chest halfway up. Feel the shoulders pull back, the chin tucks in. It feels like the spine is getting longer. And then let your chest come back down. Relax your neck, relax your arms. And one more time, lift halfway up. Lengthen out your back. And then fold back in. Bend your knees enough that you can place your fingertips on the ground, slightly in front of your feet. Then take a long step back with your right foot and pause here. Feel both feet push away from the ground. Your fingers might feel a little bit lighter as your legs hold you. Then plant your palms on the ground and slowly step the left foot back to meet the right in plank position. Your fingers are spread out, you're pushing away from the ground, and the body is in one long line from your heels to your hips to your shoulders. Look right between your hands And feel your breath move in through your nose and out through your nose. Take steady breaths in through your nose and out through your nose. One more time, breathe in and breathe out. And let your knees come down. Lower your chest and belly to the ground at the same time. Go nice and slow. See if you can touch them together. Then point your toes back. Release your arms back with your palms facing down. And look to the ground as you push your hips into the ground. Draw the shoulders back and then lift the arms, reaching back through the fingers. And keep the front of your hips pushing into the ground. Your toes are staying down. And the shoulders and arms are reaching back. Find that steady breath again if you can. Breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. And slowly bend your elbows. Place your hands under your shoulders. Then lift your chest back up and sit back towards your heels. Inhale as you lift your hips. Exhale as you tuck your toes and come into downward facing dog. You can pedal your feet again here if you'd like, or just hold a static downward dog. And start to walk your feet up to your hands. Push through the heels as you sweep your arms wide and up. And then fold back down, relaxing your upper body, relaxing your neck. Breathe in as you lift halfway up and lengthen out your back. Breathe out as you fold down. Relax your shoulders, soften your knees. Once more, place your hands at your thighs, lift halfway, and then fold back in. Bring your fingertips to the ground, slightly in front of the feet. Step back with your left leg. Try to lengthen out the back leg. Feel your feet push into the ground and your fingertips get a little lighter. And plant your palms. Step the right foot back to meet the left and hold this plank position. Your fingers are spread out, working to grip the ground. Push away from the ground with both hands. See if you can hear your steady breath in and out of your nose. And take one more slow inhale. As you exhale, begin to lower yourself to the ground. And again, try to touch your chest and belly at the same time. Release your toes back. Extend your arms back, palms down. Push your hips down and lift your arms. Reach the fingers back. Hold here for a few more breaths. Keep the shoulder blades drawing together. The fronts of the shoulders are lifting. Then place your hands under your shoulders. Tuck your toes under And push your chest and belly away from the ground at the same time, straight up into plank. And lift your hips up and back to downward dog. Slowly walk your feet to your hands. Push through the heels as you reach your arms wide and up. And then fold all the way down, relaxing your upper body. Inhale to lift halfway, lengthen out your back. Tuck the chin. Exhale as you fold. Place your palms on the mat. Step straight back to downward dog. Bring your big toes together. Lift your right leg up to no higher than the height of your hip. Feel the right heel stretch back as your left heel stretches down. Then move slowly as you bring your shoulders forward, right over your wrists, and your right knee comes in towards your chest or between your arms. Come up a little higher on your back toes, lift the knee up into the chest, and then try stepping the right foot right between the hands. If it doesn't quite make it, lower your back knee, help your right foot forward, and then come back into a lunge. And feel your left heel stretch back. Both feet are pushing away from the ground. Your fingertips start to feel a little bit lighter until they're floating off the mat. And keep your chest low as you reach your arms straight back and pull the shoulder blades down and back. Look down towards your right foot and slowly rotate your palms out. And circle your arms wide and over your head. Feel like there's a long line from your fingers back to your left heel. Then rotate the palms away from each other and slowly reach your arms down by your sides. Feel the fingertips keep stretching back. Rotate the palms out again. Circle your arms wide and up. And turn the palms away from each other and swim your arms down by your sides. And then let your fingertips come down to the mat. Lower your palms and step the right foot back to plank. Hold here for 2 breaths. On your next exhale, begin to lower your chest and belly to the ground. You can always do this from the knees. Point your toes, reach your arms back, palms down, look down, and lift your arms, reaching back through the fingers. Take a slow inhale. As you exhale, place your hands under your shoulders, tuck your toes, push back up to plank, and then downward dog. And when you're ready, walk your big toes together. Lift your left leg up to about the height of your hip. Feel the left heel stretch back The right heel stretches down. And bring your shoulders forward, right over your wrists. Bring your left knee up to your chest. Then come up a little higher on your back toes. Lift the left knee up higher into the chest. And then try stepping the left foot between the hands. And pause here, reach back through the right heel. Feel your fingertips get a little lighter as your feet push away from the mat. And then let the fingertips hover. So your chest is close to your front thigh. Your gaze is down. And then reach your arms back alongside your torso. Try to make as much space as you can between the tops of your shoulders and your ears. And slowly rotate your palms out. Circle your arms wide and up. Good. Rotate the palms away from each other and swim your arms down by your sides. One more time, rotate the palms out, circle overhead. Then turn the palms away from each other and feel like you're pulling something down as you reach back. Then bring your fingertips, bring your palms to the ground and step back to plank. And take a slow inhale in your plank. As you exhale, begin to lower yourself all the way down, touching your chest and belly together. Point your toes, reach your arms back, lift your shoulders, and reach through the fingers. Good. Bring your hands back under your shoulders. Tuck your toes, push back up to plank, and lift your hips to downward dog. You can walk your feet up to your hands. Inhale as you sweep your arms wide and up. And just let your arms come down by your sides. Good. Bring your hands to your hips. Take a wide step back with your left foot and turn your right foot in. Good. Then angle your heels in, toes out. You can bend your knees, let your hips come down. Try to keep the shoulders above the hips so you're not leaning very far forward. You can move your hands further down to your thighs. See if your hips can come down a little lower. And then look down to your feet. If it looks like your knees are much narrower than your feet, turn the feet in so the knees and the feet are in one line. And then just adjust until it feels right. See if you can lower the hips a little bit more. Feel your knees pull away from each other. So all these muscles on the sides and backs of your hips are working as your knees pull apart. Okay, draw your shoulders back. Feel as though your rib cage is floating right above your pelvis. Find that steady breath again, in and out of your nose. Good. After your next breath, straighten the legs out. Let your hips relax for a second. Then we'll come Make sure it feels like your rib cage is just right above the pelvis. It doesn't feel like the ribs are tilted in any particular direction. And this time, extend your arms straight out to the side. Make fists and slowly rotate your arms upwards so your biceps rotate towards the ceiling. Then start to rotate your biceps down as your palms turn. Then once more, rotate your arms, letting your biceps turn towards the ceiling. Good. Rotate the arms, turn the biceps down. Keep rotating until you feel like you can't anymore. And then turn the hands back up. Open your hands and bring them to your thighs. Straighten the legs. Relax your hips for a second. And then one last time, bend your knees, lower your hips. Make sure your knees are tracking in line with your toes. And this time, bring your arms up into a cactus shape. So 90-degree angles, palms facing out. And slowly lift your left heel away from your mat. And bring your heel down. Lift your right heel away from your mat. Lower your right heel. Try lifting both heels and hold. Good. Lower both heels. Relax your arms, straighten your legs. Good. You can turn your feet so you're facing the left. Bring your hands down and step back to plank. Good. Then right away, lower your knees. Sit back towards your heels and just spin your legs around in front of you. Give yourself enough space to roll back. And have your knees bent, your feet flat, and your arms resting by your sides. You can turn the palms up if you'd like. And just take a second here, feel your breathing slowing back down. Try to breathe through your nose. Once it feels like your breathing is starting to calm down, feel both feet grip the mat, and then slowly lift your hips towards the ceiling. Once your hips are lifted, make sure it feels like both feet are still grounded. You haven't rolled to the front side or back of the foot. And then try extending your hips just a little bit higher. And take your time as you roll your spine to the ground. And once your hips touch the ground, bring your right knee over your chest. Push into your left foot and lift your hips back up. It should feel a little bit harder, but try your best to extend the left hip towards the ceiling. Good. Find an inch or two more of lift. And then And slowly bring the hips back down. We'll do this again. If that felt pretty challenging, keep the right knee over the chest. If you want just a little bit more work, you can straighten the right leg towards the ceiling. Try pushing up through the heel and do the same thing. Push into the left foot, lift your hips towards the ceiling and hold. Try lifting a tiny bit higher, even if it's just a millimeter. And then lower your hips back down and place the right foot on the ground. Good. Bring your left knee over your chest. Push into the right foot as your hips lift. Good. Try to lift a little higher. Pause there. And slowly bring the hips back down to the ground. And keep your left knee as it is, or straighten the left leg. Push the heel up. Try to drive the heel towards the ceiling as you lift your hips. Good. Lift the hips a little higher and try to hold there. And then slowly bring the hips down. Place the left foot down and hug your knees to your chest. You can rock side to side if that feels good on your back. I'm breathing a lot more heavily than I was in the gentle video. Let your feet come back down to the ground. Keep your knees bent. Cross your right knee over your left, like you're sitting in a chair and crossing your legs. So your inner thighs are squeezing together and the knees are stacked as they can be. It can help sometimes to take your right calf and pull it out of the way as you cross your knees. When you're set up, push off the ground with your left foot and bring your knees closer to your chest. Then your right hand can hold your right knee. Your left hand can hold your right shin or ankle. Then gently pull the right leg a little closer to the chest. You're putting pressure in on the ankle or the shin and the knee. Notice your breath flowing in and out of your nose. If there's a lot of tension in your neck and your shoulders, try to let them relax. Take one more big breath in through your nose. And a slow breath out through your nose. Release your right leg, lower your left foot, uncross your legs. And then cross your left knee over your right. Move the left calf out of the way if you need to. And try to bring the inner thighs together, the knees on top of each other. Then push off the ground with your right foot. Hold your left knee with your left hand, your left shin or ankle with your right hand. And gently start to pull the left leg closer to the chest, just until you feel a stretch in your left outer hip. As you're holding this stretch, pay attention to your breath. It's enough just to listen to your breath. Feel it moving in and out of your nose. Relax your neck, your shoulders. Your head is on the ground. Release your left leg. Lower your feet to the ground. Make any little adjustments in your hips, in your shoulders. Draw your knees into your chest. Feel the back of your neck lengthen out on the mat. Bring your arms to the ground. They can be slightly away from your torso, the palms turned up. And one leg at a time, lower your feet. You can stay like this if you feel comfortable with the knees bent. If you prefer, straighten the legs out. Separate the feet. Let your arms and legs feel heavy. Close your eyes. Close your lips. Let your shoulders relax. Relax your jaw, all the muscles in your face. Relax your belly and your hips. As you breathe in through your nose, feel your belly gently expand. As you breathe out through your nose, feel your belly relax. Start to move your fingers. Wiggle your toes. And one leg at a time, bend your knees. Roll to your right side and rest there. With your eyes closed, push yourself up to a seated position. You can use your hands to move the flesh of your bum to the side. Try to sit right on the edges of your hips. Feel your spine lengthen towards the ceiling. The crown of your head stretches up. And relax your shoulders away from your ears. Pay attention to your breathing one more time. Try to relax your belly. Air is moving in and out of your nose, nice and slow. Lower your chin to your chest until you feel a stretch at the back of your neck. And gradually open your eyes. And lift your head back up. Thank you for practicing with me.